Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second edition of Embrace the Experience, part of the Todos Somos Toastmasters program. I am your host, Violetta Rios, from Division A, and today we will do something different. Last time, the first edition was run first in Spanish, and then throughout the week it was translated to English. This week, we're doing it the other way around. There is one reason. Because our focus now is the English community in District 34. District 34 has a couple of English clubs, and today we'll focus on both English and bilingual clubs. So we'll start with the basic distribution of our clubs. As you see, there are a couple of divisions that home from 1 to 4 English clubs, Guadalajara being the home of the majority of them, which are in Division C, they have 1, Division L has 3, Division N has 2, Division O has 3, and that's about it. The next division, or area, if you like to consider it, that has a bigger concentration of English and bilingual clubs is Division A, which is where I'm at, and we have 4 clubs. The rest of our district has 1, and Mexico City, Division X, is actually growing. They have 3 already. So let's go over a little bit of facts and data about our clubs. A fact is that from those 20, 18 are purely English clubs. At least that's what I know of. 2 are bilingual clubs. What's the difference between an English and a bilingual club? Really simple. Bilingual clubs also take the opportunity to advance in the Toastmasters program in Spanish. So it might take them a little longer to complete their educational awards, but they have the advantage of doing it in the same club without having to have a dual membership. We represent only 9% of District 34. 11 of our clubs are corporate and 9 are community clubs. What's the difference between a corporate club and a community club? Really simple. The corporate club meets at an office, and that's their headquarters. Most of them are closed, and they are not. They don't allow people from outside to be part of the club. It's only employees from that business. And community clubs are open to anyone. And believe me, the only restriction is feeling comfortable speaking in English. We represent approximately 350 members, and hopefully this will grow by the end of this year. A little bit of more facts and data is that NEC, which is New Effective Communication Club in Guadalajara, is the oldest club that is an English club. They were chartered back in 1995. So here goes a special shout out to Ricardo Rodriguez, who's their president, and Jim Armstrong, who is one of their biggest mentors. And the newest club, which is our baby, we have Entrepreneurs Coparmex. They chartered on November 28th. So they're brand new. They're the newborns of the family. And something really interesting is that the big boom of the English community was actually between 2010 and 2011. Which really means, if you consider our clubs, we're new. We're newbies. At least half of who we are. So what's the purpose of having an English or a bilingual club in Mexico? Just as a Toastmaster club in Spanish, the purpose of an English club is to improve communication skills in English, to better organize ideas in English. And there's one thing I've noticed. When people are speaking in English, you can tell when they're actually translating their ideas. And you notice because they lose their chain of thought. Being part of an English Toastmaster club actually helps them improve the thinking process, and they're able to actually think in English and speak in English, which makes their communication better and more effective. They go beyond the traditional conversation class, And I've seen in many different schools and colleges, they offer English lessons. And levels 1 through 5, they offer you your basic grammar. And then they take you to the highest level, which is conversation. It maybe it's challenging at the beginning, but after a year there, you realize that you're actually practicing with the newbies, that perhaps you have more experience than they do, and it stops being a challenge for you. So taking advantage of the Toastmasters educational program in English basically goes above and beyond your traditional conversation class. For those corporate clubs, one of the most important things is mastering the elevator talk. You know, those golden minutes when you maybe bump into the CEO in the elevator or the boss. It's that precious moment that you have to share everything and get an update. Maybe it'll help you get a promotion. Or maybe, last but not least, it's a work requirement. When I was in my very first club, which no longer exists, it was the Morning Toasters back in HTC. If we wanted to apply for another position in the job, there were some positions, especially in higher management, that we had to be competent communicators in order to apply. So it actually became motivational being part of the club, and not only being a part of it, but advancing in Toastmasters. The people belonging to English clubs are very different from people belonging in Spanish clubs, and I've seen it, our age range, the way we establish our goals, and I see it as two mindsets. People that belong to community English clubs, they have a mindset of, I want to improve, I want to be better. People working at a corporate club, they have a very different mindset. I have to complete my goals because I want to get that promotion. So it's a real combination of both factors, but this is very deep motivation within each and every single one of our members. They both share one thing. They want to improve in a second language, which is very challenging and that's very respectable. The division or the layout of our English clubs is very simple. It's community and corporate. That's it. Unless there is a college club that I haven't heard of, maybe that's out there. And I hope if you hear this, try to establish communication with someone in the district so we can actually help and grow together. The balance leans towards the corporate clubs being the biggest majority of what we have in District 34. We have 11. Most of them held in Guadalajara, and most of them, if you notice, they have the company's name. With the exception of the Rebels from the Ernest, which actually belong to Accenture, every other English club and bilingual club, they hold their host company's name. The community clubs, on the other hand, they get rather creative and actually give them different names. The one that has become my favorite in the recent months is World Warriors, which is basically one of the newest clubs. They were born in the very end of last term. I know for a fact many English clubs are still in the works, but 3 have made their public announcement that they're working, that they're getting together, that they're hosting sessions, and they're trying to get progress. The first one I heard of was Toastmasters Potosino in English, which is the English branch of Toastmasters Potosino. Spanglish Mexicali, which I think is going towards the bilingual path. I just love the name, and I wish them luck in the future. And I know that IBM English Toastmasters at Mexico City is very far in progress, and I know they're meeting already, so I think their charter should be held soon. If there are more people interested in creating an English club, the first thing you need to know is you need support from an existing English club. Why? Because we know the challenges that you're going to go through. The best thing is go with someone that has already walked the path. If you're getting together and your name isn't out there, please do everything that you can to get your club chartered. It doesn't really make sense if you're getting together, if you buy the books, you finish your path, but you can't get the recognition for your club. So if you're meeting out there, it's just 10 of you, Make an extra effort to get the other 10 and charter the club. The more English clubs we have in our district, the stronger we will be. And I heard that back in Puerto Vallarta, Georgian said District 34 needs to grow in English clubs. So that is our challenge. If we're 19 or 20 right now and we have 3 on the way, we should have the capability of bringing at least 5 more. 1 per division, or perhaps 1 per region. Think about it. Think about the biggest challenge. When you're alone in all the trainings and you're the only English club, it would be nice to have someone to share with your experience. Last but not least, why don't we take the opportunity of having this first English segment to connect? On Facebook, which is one of our favorite social medias, we have a Facebook page devoted for English clubs, and it's called, very originally, D34 English. Geez, I couldn't have thought of something more creative. And we have a group. And in that group, it's District 34 English Toastmasters. We get together there. Sometimes we post our next meetings, our success. We have questions. So we get answers from people within our community in District 34 and other members that are interested in the English Bilingual Club development and growth. Today I promised to keep it short and sweet, and this is the end of our second edition of Embrace the Experience. Wait for the Spanish translation. I promise to get it out sooner than this, and I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks for another edition of Embrace the Experience in Todos Somos Toastmasters. Have a wonderful weekend, and if I don't hear you before Christmas time, have a great holiday season with your loved ones. Take care.